Waza, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Gorilla Moverz podcast. I'm your host, Gorilla Zadam, and today we have a special treat that's gonna make you go bananas. In this episode, we're diving into the heart of the movement community with a spotlight on our very own usedtowels and his incredible experience at meeting the movement team in real life. In face-to-face interactions, we are exploring the immense value of these real-life connections and how they act as the social glue binding the movement community together. These meetups aren't just about shaking hands or sharing stories. They are about forging stronger bonds, fostering trust, and propelling our movement project to new heights. So, grab your bananas, sit back, and get ready for an exciting journey into the world of real-life community building. Let's go! Welcome to the Gorilla Moverz podcast. After last week's episode with Gorilla Leon, we have another special guest today, also known as the Professor, Gorilla usedtowels himself. So welcome to our show today. Maybe just Waza. Maybe, most people know you, but just give us maybe a little introduction about yourself. How did you come to crypto, and how was your way so far in it?
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm Gorilla usedtowels. Hang out. I got into Web3 or crypto maybe around 2017. But I didn't get serious until the 2020 bull run. A friend of mine who's pretty good with these kind of things. He invited me over one day, and I believe he owed me some money, and then he had Ethereum, and this was when Ethereum was worth like $7 or something like that. And and he gave me like 20 of them or something like that, and I was like, okay. And he was trying to explain to me what smart contracts were, and I wish I would have paid more attention. But eventually, I held on to them. Like, I kind of forgot about that Ethereum, and then I was in New York, like trying to do music stuff. And I needed money, and then it was around that time that Ethereum was like pumping, like it was like at $100 or something like that, $140. And I thought I was a genius. I was like, yes. And then I sold that Ethereum, and to my disbelief, it kept going up. I think during that little bull run that it had during that summer, I went to like $400 or something like that, and then it capitulated. So yeah, that was kind of like my first taste with it. Like I was walking around Brooklyn on my phone, like on Coinbase, like buying and selling, like just making the worst decisions. And then I kind of forgot about it. For some reason, that bull run, I think that came up at the end of 2017. I had like XRP. I forget how I got it. And yeah, it was going nuts, and I thought I was going to be rich, but then I didn't sell anything. and then yeah, like I went back to school, and then it was towards I finished school, and then the 2020 bull run was coming up, and I had some stocks. I made some money off some stocks, and then I put everything into crypto after that point. And then the same thing, like I made a decent amount of money, but I didn't sell. But yeah, that was 2020. And then that's when I realized that this isn't going anywhere. Like this is something serious, and this is something that I should start paying more attention to. Because, I mean, it's not often that you get an opportunity to make a bunch of money, like as much money as you make working a year full time, as opposed to just like chilling on my couch with my dog, like clicking buttons and still making like decent money. It blew my mind. So yeah, I stuck with it. And I was doing pretty good. Like I got a couple of airdrops, and then I wrecked myself in December. It's a terrible story.
Do you want to share it with us? So
sure,
is it still too hurting?
Yeah. So check this out. So the money that I made off of stocks, I actually put that into Luna, and then I made some sweet money off Luna. Again, did not sell. But you know what? Even though I lost that money with Luna, it didn't feel as bad. It didn't feel anywhere remotely as bad. Actually, I didn't feel bad about Luna. It was kind of just a cool experiment. I clicked on a malicious link, December 21st of 2023, and it was terrible. Yeah, I had 5 figures zapped from my wallet instantaneously. I should have. I took it for granted. I was at my mom's place. She was making me food, and I was like, I had usually kept kind of this stuff like kind of a secret, not sharing it with my family. And then of course, the December I share it with my mom. Like 1 week later, I get drained. So coming off that drain, I was a little desperate, and I was just in the space. And then I was watching videos, trying to recoup, and then looking for airdrops and stuff. And I was watching a Taiki video. Taika, and he mentioned movement. He mentioned Barachain and movement, and then those struck a note with me. And I think I started watching another YouTuber, and then from there, the same things. I heard Barachain and movement, and so I joined Barachain first. And it was pretty cool in there, but then I don't know. I think there was too many people. I think I made a funny joke. I made one funny joke, and people were like, "Oh yeah, this guy." But then at the same time, I think I started discovering movement. And the thing is, I joined movement whenever it was it wasn't. It was already starting to get busy, but it was nowhere near like where we are at today, or what Barachain was at that moment. And I'm kind of going along with this. Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, I was in Barachain as well, and at some point it was so crazy overpacked. So at that time it was pretty comfortable to be in movement. It was so clean, and you had a nice overview. But I think in these times already changed. So basically, just to sum it up quickly, your let's say way to movement was like many force by hunting airdrops, and at some point you were catched by it.
Yeah. So it's funny. I and I'm usually a lurker. I'm not the type of guy that like chats. Like I joined a Discord, like you said, airdrop hunter, and movement was the first time that I kind of stopped lurking, and I no longer like I instead of airdrop hunting, now I'm like chatting with you guys every day. What's up?
Yeah,
say I'm sorry.
Maybe what made you staying there? Like, were there some specific reasons? The community, or
the community, the humor. I think there was just at some point, like, because I was still feeling kind of low about what happened to me, the drain, and I was kind of looking. I guess a part of me was looking for community. I was feeling fragile, maybe, and it was just like the right circumstances with movement. The personalities, the people there were really cool. Like it wasn't busy like Barachain. I was able to like express myself. They put up with me whenever I just went on my rants or whatever. And so like before I knew it, movement became a place for me. Like it's where I went to go hang out, express myself, kind of unload. And you were there when we had those nights, like those GIF nights. I think that's part of the lore now. But and then before I knew it, I was going on there every day and just like saying what's up to Rai, Merc, Quifu, you guys. And then at some point Leon DM. Well, this was earlier, Leon DM'd me, and I
it was like, the beginning.
For Gorilla. And then, but I've had other dudes DM me for like similar reasons. Join my Discord, man. Yeah, this is going somewhere. Blah blah blah. And so when Leon asked me to join, I was like, sure, let's. Like, I wasn't I didn't foresee how things were gonna like develop. So yeah, I'm not sure if like that's already the end of that first question, but yeah, like I started hanging out, and then Leon messaged me, and then I'm integrated. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, I think that's the story for the most OGs, more or less, like getting noticed by Dion and then joining. But yeah, as you said, I think many things were not foreseeable at that time, and it's pretty nice to see how much everything evolved. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. Very inspiring, impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy for both movement and Gorilla Moverz. But yeah, as I said before, you're like one of the key members in the movement Discord, and you were one of the few of us who already had the chance to meet the movement team in real life. And I think you were in Austin, as far as I remember. Maybe you can just share how it came to it, and maybe your experiences, your feelings which you got on that days, and shared with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to. So Consensus came up, right? This was like March, and then I was already hanging out with you guys. And, you know, because it's Austin, and then I live in El Paso. I think I just doxed myself. I'm not sure. Anyways, I live like not close to Austin, but in the same state. And it's a trip that I usually, you know, when I was playing music, like you go to Austin, you play music there. So in my head, I was just like there's this event happening in Austin, which is a place that, you know, I'm already like used to traveling to. And I could have just as easy just stayed on my couch and just like hung out with my dog and not done anything. And then I was just like, well, take a risk, you know, and go get out there and meet. And, you know, like I've already gotten like this kind of response by just hanging out online. Let's push this. Let's go for that real world connection. And see, I mean,
we even know your dog Ruffles, right?
Yeah,
I think we saw many pictures of him already in our Discord.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I just want to share pictures. Yeah. And so, yeah, part of the trip also was like, figuring out where I can leave my dog. I was actually thinking of taking a road trip and bringing my dog along, but I'm glad I didn't do that. I took the trip. I was going to say something else, but I spaced. So yeah, I got out here, and so what I was gonna say is like I wasn't sure if it was gonna like pan out. Like I wasn't sure if I really was gonna meet anyone, because I forgot, or I didn't forget, but like you got to pay for Consensus, you know. And then like I don't know, for some reason I didn't think of that. So for a second, like after I got my airplane ticket and my hotel, I was like, oh snap, I got to pay for a Consensus ticket. So for a second, I didn't think I was going to meet anyone. I thought I was just going to go to Austin and just kind of like party for 2 days, you know, by myself.
Yeah, plan B.
Yeah, it was plan B, exactly. But you know what? If like the stars aligned, whenever I got to the airport, I ran into an old drummer of mine from a previous band who lives in Austin. So whenever I got to Austin, I was able to get a ride to my hotel. Like we got some food. So like as soon as I got to Austin, it already felt like things were like going in the right direction. And then the next day was Consensus Day. And yeah, so I knew I since I didn't have a ticket for Consensus, I better like show up early, or you know, I better not mess up. So yeah, like I got up early. I made it to the venue like I think an hour and a half before it started, and I kind of like snuck in because I wasn't sure. Like I had registered for the event, but I still wasn't sure if like it was related with Consensus, and like I needed to show some sort of credential or something that I'd gotten a ticket. So yeah, I just kind of snuck in. I was just kind of like pretending to look busy. And then like after like maybe like 20 minutes of just kind of like standing around or whatever, I noticed some dudes walking in the direction of the venue, and yeah, it was totally Will. Like you could totally like notice that guy. And so I was like, yeah, here we go. Let's see what happens. Like, so I walked up to them, and then I was like, yo, and then they kind of gave me like this like weird look. I was like, all right, who's this guy? And then I was just like, it's me, Towels. And then yeah, it was Will and Torab that I ran into, and yeah, both of them. Like as soon as I said it was Towels, Will like let out this huge smile, and then Torab was like I think Torab had more of a surprised face, but then yeah, like Will is a really cool dude, and you know, before I go far into the experience, but yeah, like making those real world connections, like it just heightens everything. It takes everything to like a new experience. And so yeah, Will's a really cool dude, man. And I introduced myself. Yeah, they were really excited that I was there. They couldn't believe it. Like I explained to them what I just explained to you. Like I could have just easily just stayed on my couch and just watched the X-Files or something all day, you know. And so now like I helped kind of set up the table a little bit. Like they had merchandise. They kind of had me ride shotgun like at the table and kind of help like field questions. I met their head of marketing, this really nice lady named Carmen, and she was letting me answer questions. I was like, oh my god! I was really happy, like all those quizzes that I had participated in, all the literature that I had read, because I was actually like answering questions and engaging with people. Yeah, it was awesome. Like I kept telling people like I was like just flying by the seat of my pants. Like I was just improvising, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you were more or less already a part of the team without being part of the team. Like, you know what I mean? You just basically integrated.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah, like I wasn't fully deputized yet, but yeah. And then so that the consensus day or the integration day party, it was cool, man. Like they had a bunch of good food. People were mingling. I met a bunch of people like I met a VC. I met people like starting different projects. Met some dude that's trying to like somehow. Just to show how people like the real world effects that these protocols have. It's just like, yeah, it was like a wide range of things that of projects that people talked to me about. Will had set up something where it was like this like AI rap artist called Lil Bitcoin. There was this cool presentation where like, yeah, I guess some AI music that was entertaining. And then I met this cool dude, Daniel, who's in this group called UNFK, and it's like they gamify activism as a way to kind of I guess they do shenanigans and pranks as a way to bring attention to matters, and as a way to also kind of create viral engagement. And it's usually through this viral engagement that you have like corporations actually like taking positions, because money, viral material can generate loads of income for these entities. And so that's what that group does. Like they try and create viral content through like shenanigans to kind of bring attention to things, and it's a form of activism that is an attempt to create viral content that gets corporations to pivot their positions. And so that guy showed up with like a dominatrix, like in a leash, like full on leather, and he was cosplaying the CEO of JP Morgan. And so he's wearing like a wig and a suit, and he's carrying around a briefcase that's filled with dildos. And it's hilarious, dude. Because at one point, like the briefcase just pops open, and then it's like just like 20 or 10 dildos of different colors just kind of like spring into action, and they're all just flopping around everywhere. So yeah, that was pretty much the integration party. And after towards the end of the day, Torab and Will, or actually no, Coops. So yeah, I'm totally skipping over like interacting with Rushi and Coops. So Rushi, like that dude's just in demand. Like everyone wants to talk to Rushi, And yeah, you can tell that dude works out too. But yeah, like Rushi is busy, man. Like I wanted to go say hi to him. We took a quick selfie. I think he took it. But yeah, everyone wanted to talk to Rushi. And then Coops, I hung out more with Coops, and yeah, Coops is a really cool dude, man. I was really grateful to be able to spend as much time as I did talking to Coops and like kind of listening to like his vision and just how he sees things. Because it's, you know, from my end, it's kind of I'm kind of a chill guy. Like I'm not really there, you know, like I'm just there to hang out. But it was still kind of like I wouldn't say intimidating, but it's just kind of cool. Like Coops is like this young man, and like they have this vision, and like it's kind of coming together for them. So it's just kind of cool that I was able to hang out with him and, you know, talk. And so yeah, towards the end of the integration party, they invited me. They were having a dinner afterwards, and yeah, like that caught me off guard. I don't know. I like being invited to dinner, you know. It was really cool. Yeah, dude.
You didn't expect that, probably.
No. I thought it was just going to be like, you know, I thought I was going to be meeting up with maybe my drummer friend later, you know, it's just, you know. But so it was cool. Like after the party, you know, we went and had dinner, and it was really sweet. Yeah, like I met everyone that was in the team, like Horab, Carmen, Coops, and then I met some other people that were part of other teams. Like I met Ivan, I believe he's in Route X. Ivan? No, Isaac. Oh God, you see, it's already been a couple of months. I'm sorry, but yeah, they were really nice individuals. We had a really pleasant dinner. I met Proof of Jim. He sat next to me. I've watched that push-up contest, that competition in real life. That was silly. It was. Yeah, integration day was like it was. I did not think it was gonna pan out like how it did. It was like on the verge of like being like a full-on magical experience. Yeah, like the stars aligned.
Yeah, I think what you are saying is pretty much what I think, because I think you can only have some expectations about meetings in real life, but you never know what's happening. So I mean, we know somehow from our online lives, and we know, okay, there's one guy called usedtowels, and he's like maybe the professor guy with some nice texts and stuff, but like, you know, you don't know really the person behind it. And once you meet someone in real life, I think it's just even seconds and you get like a complete picture of someone. And that's why I think such real life experiences are very valuable for the community. And actually, I don't know where I read it, but I think other communities as Solana, I think there are even people who married at some time, like they met up on such an event and then came together and stuff. So I mean that's crazy stories, but what I want to say is you never know what happens at such meetups and which new connections you can get. So I think they are very, very valuable for the community. And as I remember right after Consensus, you also started with your project, which is called Project Lighthouse, which focuses exactly on those, let's say, real-life meetups. Can you explain us what is Project Lighthouse and what we can think about it?
Absolutely. Riding on the heels of that experience, like, and you said it, like people like they see the screen name usedtowels, but then once you meet the person, like you get so much information, like in that initial interaction, and so you know those kind of experiences are valuable, you know, especially when you're meeting community members, that your only interaction with them is like, you know, just behind a screen. So a lot more comes out when you meet someone, expressions, you get to, build rapports, stuff can go, things are heightened, things can be elevated. And so, it was also, it was at the time that Beytar had his Turkish, his community meeting in Turkey. And,
Right.
yeah, and I think movement was like, oh yeah, let's have these community events, and so it just made sense. I was like, oh well, like because I'm also trying to do my own community around here, but I'm not sure if there's as an enthusiastic crypto community where I'm at, or I got to do a little bit more digging, but. I really the valuableness or the value of meeting people in real life really stuck with me, especially meeting Will and Coops, Torab, everyone was really cool, and it just seemed like maybe we should align ourselves, or not align ourselves, but serve something that complements that initiative, those local meetups. And I was talking to Leon after one of our voice meetings, and it was actually him that kind of came up with the imagery, like a lighthouse. And then I thought it was just a powerful image. I was like, oh yeah, kind of like a guiding light. And so he said it, and then I was like, oh, why don't we call it Project Lighthouse? And so yeah, so it's pretty much with the idea of trying to. Because I was thinking to myself in this situation, like, oh man, how do I start? Where do I go? Like, how do I get this community thing going? Because we are interested in wanting to build these local communities and get the word out on Move and movement. So I was thinking, it's like, well, people that are in my position that aren't sure where to start, maybe I should create some sort of like documentation to kind of start working as a guide, as a guiding light, I guess, to keep on with that analogy. And so that's pretty much it. Like, it started, I'm trying to reach out to my local community. My local university, the local university around here. Actually did a follow-up on that. And so it sprouted from that, and then from my experience at Austin. And yeah, now, and also Movement's initiative. So I felt like, Gorillas, it makes sense for Gorillas to have something that aligns with that and is complementary and kind of supports that. And so, yeah, the documentation just has some ideas of some suggestions. And this is also an ongoing thing. Like, it's not, I don't think it's ever just going to be like done, because, we're always learning something from experience, from these meetups. So there's always something else to edit or include. And eventually I will want to include, templates of a variety, for whatever communication channel people are wanting to use. And so, yeah, essentially it's just a way to facilitate meetups. It's a way to have resources centralized in one document, because Movement also offers the support. They have a form that people that are interested in wanting to get their own meetup going, that they can fill out. And I spoke to Donuts. Yeah, it was Donuts he was telling me. And then, yeah, Movement actually hooked him up with a little bit of help for his meetup. So yeah, I thought it would be nice to have a piece of documentation that can have, all this information together in one place. And yeah, that's what essentially the Project Gorilla Lighthouse is about, trying to get these meetups going and for them to be as successful as they can be. And, for the community members to also connect back with the online community after their meetup. Because, yeah, the point is also to share these experiences with the online community. So everyone, when we see pictures of people, it's like, sometimes we're curious of what they look like. And so when we see a picture, it collapses everything. And then, they become more real.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think that's the short of it. That's the short of it. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. I can catch up on that one, because what you mentioned is for sure true. I mean, I'm organizing the meetup in the German area, and I have to say at some points you have like questions you were not thinking about, like which place, which time and stuff, but also maybe which topics we should cover. And I think once you have like a guideline you can stick to, it already takes away something like the entry barrier for people.
Yeah, I think I have it called as a companion. So it's a way, you know, something that you can refer to along your own initiative.
Yeah, and I think that's actually pretty nice, because when I remember my talk with Leon, he was mentioning Gorilla Moverz as kind of the social glue of movement. And I would say with initiatives as your project Lighthouse, we support that, like getting people together, let them connect and build even stronger bonds between them. So I really appreciate your initiative, and also thank you very much for joining our talk today.
Absolutely, you're welcome. I hope it was insightful as anyone expects it to be.
Definitely.
You're very welcome. Yeah, thank you for having me.